do it. There's no turning back.
Okay, so you just saw an intro that I usually use during my live streams. First of all, I'm actually live streaming this right now. This is in part because I'm testing out some issues that occurred when I was trying to stream last night, and I just want to see if they're resolved. But I thought at the same time, I'll use this opportunity to try and record a bit of like a tutorial video on how I did that intro scene if you want to do something similar. I don't know if I'm going to keep this test stream as the video itself, or I might try to redo it in a more professional way because I did not plan this out at all. This is just like a last minute thing, so I might want to redo this and do something a little bit more professional. Things might not work out on stream here. I'm kind of doing like a last minute setup to try to get it to work. So we'll see how it goes. So that little intro scene, um, uh, so it had like a TV in the middle that was playing some highlighted videos from my main channel or some of my music from my music channel. I shouldn't say main channel because it's actually a secondary channel, my gaming stuff. But it had a cool little. It has like this gradient that I usually do now. I'm starting to use this sort of theme for everything. It used to be like a greenish kind of color for my logo and everything, which I'm still kind of using. That's the theme that the designer went with when I gave him some like cues. Basically gave him sort of like a color palette I wanted to use. He decided to use that. I thought it was cool color combination, so I went with it. But I decided to do this. So this little gradient thing, which I'm starting to use now, like a pink and blue and purple hueish thing. I was playing around with some colors for like a full screen logo, which let me see. I might have it listed on here. Or I can add it. Let's see, image. So I'm using OBS, or I should say OBS Studio, for my live streams. So if you're wondering what I use to stream live, and I'll show an example actually before I add an image, or maybe I should. Here, I'll put on screen what I'm actually looking at so you can see it. I'll do display capture. So this is my main display. Covering up my face now. But here, I'll shrink it. So this is my main window here. I don't always have The Last of Us on my screensaver. I have 3 monitors and they all have different things, and I switch through them. So if you see next desktop background on, I gotta cycle through all the different. So now it's Gears of War. So I just flip through a bunch of like video game and comic book displays because I'm a nerd. Anyway, here's what I'm looking at. So hold on, if I can actually move. So this is my screen. I usually have it this condensed because I have stuff snapped in different places so I can see everything. But maybe I can do this full screen. Bam. All right, so here's what I'm looking at. And make sure I can actually see it too. So it's kind of you kind of have like a mirror going on, but on the left here is like the different scenes I have. So I'll switch to this is full cam. So I have like the gradient and my webcam, and sometimes I have like Twitch chat on the side too. I could switch to my Elgato because I have my Xbox on. This is the logo I was talking about. Here we go. I guess I shut it off. I got my. This is what I usually do. This is like if I have videos on my channel, you usually see this layout. So full screen, Xbox, whatever's on my Xbox display, and then I have my webcam right here. Sometimes I have this little frame, and this is from the site STREXM, so like an odd way of spelling stream. I think it's .tv or .com, I can't remember. They do like custom overlays or like pre-made overlays, and you just put it on top if you don't feel like being creative. Sometimes I make my own overlays, but sometimes I just steal them. Some of them are free. You can pay for some other ones. This is a free one. This fits like a Halo 5 kind of theme. If I went all with it, they actually have like a webcam overlay too, but I'm using like a custom, like an altered version of one from Ammunition. She's a Twitch streamer. She has like overlays and banners and stuff that she offered for free, just like for people to use. And I want to kind of make it a blue kind of theme, and altered my name and everything here. But essentially, I got that from her. This little social overlay and follower overlay in the corner there. That's all from a website. Which all the tools I use are on my website. So you go to tillplays.com, scroll down to the specs, and you can click on and see everything that I use, right down from my PC setup, so my custom build, to the software I use. So everything's listed there. I also have a kit, so kit.com/tillplays, and I list everything I use there as well. So if you want to get this stuff. So I'm going to shut that off now. Sometimes I'll have like a music ticker. I'm not really going to get into all that stuff though. I'm just going to do like my intro video so you can learn how to do it. And now, last night, what I was trying to test out is this new overlay that I made. So, bam. Whoa. When did I switch to swipe? So I guess OBS has the setting, this transition setting. I usually use fade. So I'll fade. But I guess I had it on swipe. Anyway, this is my new overlay. So I'm using like the pink and purple and blue kind of theme going on. I got boxes down below. Right below me is my event list for actions that happen on Twitch. New follower, host, anything like that gets displayed on there. I have it shut off right now for this video because someone with a very inappropriate name most recently followed me, and I don't want it to display on screen. Below that, I have my chat, and I stream to Twitch, YouTube, and Beam at the same time, so I'm using Restream for that. Again, you can find that on my website. But all like the chat stuff shows up underneath there across all three platforms. And I have my social icons on the bottom, and that little GIF image of an achievement hunter video, which I thought was hilarious. That's something I'm going to be setting up with Revlo. If you earn enough points on Revlo, you can redeem the option to change that GIF image. But I haven't really set that up yet, so that's kind of like this is all like a testing thing. And then I also have my Elgato stuff on the side here, so you can still see the Xbox. So let me go back to the full screen. So those are all the different scenes here. These are all the different items that make up the themes. And let's see. So this right here, I'm going to switch to it. If I switch to it, it's going to go to the intro thing. And, well, let's see what that looks like. So I'm sorry if that was really loud. That's my... I didn't know it was going to play that video. That's let me make this thing smaller. So that's a music video I made on my main music channel, a collaboration I did for a Taylor Swift cover, which I hope I don't get a copyright issue with this video for now. I shouldn't, because it's my own song, but it's a cover song, so I can't monetize this video, maybe. Even though if it was like a few seconds. But I'm gonna open up a Photoshop window. So did my stream cut out? Because Revlobot just went on. This is the kind of issues I've been having last night. My stream goes on and cuts out. Actually, I think it's fine. So this is the intro. I want to see if I can make this. Oops. I always screwed this up with OBS. Transform, reset. Okay. So if I do control, nope, control makes it smaller, alt. So if you hold alt and then drag whatever you have here, makes it basically crops out what you have. So this is my intro video, which you're used to, except not with this giant hole in the TV. So if you want to figure out how to get to this, I'll kind of show you. I don't know where I got the inspiration for this actually. I think I might have seen somebody do something similar. Where I've seen like starting soon, grab a snack, sort of like the same theme, so I kind of built off that. But then I saw that OBS Studio has like a video option, and I always thought like sometimes I go take a break, like I get up and get a drink, and I have one of these for like be right back, like I'm taking a break, I'm gonna be back soon. But I always thought like, well, instead of having like a image and people just waiting there and sitting, it'd be cool to just play some of my highlighted videos on my channel. So it's like, here's what you missed. If you follow this channel, here's what you can get. Here's what you can find on my YouTube channel. So I have both YouTube channels there, my music channel and my gaming channel, so you know where to go. And I can just point with my mouse. And then I have my stream starting soon, grab a snack down here. And I also have like in the corner up here is usually like an animated social overlay. I think I have that listed on my website as well. If you want to, like, I display like my YouTube, Instagram, Patreon, all that stuff in the corner there. And on the Be Right Back version of the screen, I have like it says like buy a shirt from my store or support me on Patreon, something like that. Actually, can't remember exactly. And then in the TV here, I have the videos playing. And the reason I kind of got off track, but the reason why I went with this color scheme. So where's my I'll go back to the Elgato because that's where I remember where the image was. So this right here, just a full screen. I wanted to make something for my YouTube channel because I noticed for YouTube gaming, it displays like a still image for your channel banner. It doesn't show like on Twitch does, where it's like a screenshot of what you're playing at the moment. It shows like a custom thumbnail, and I didn't want to upload a custom thumbnail every time I went live. It's a lot more work than I need to do for streaming. So said I need to make something for YouTube that shows my logo, and I like the green and like the sort of like dark green, light green kind of theme I have for my logo. But when you're scrolling through YouTube, it doesn't really stand out. So I said, I gotta have something. I like the clean look of my logo, like the thin white characters. I think the font for this is called Gugoya, if you wanna grab it. And I usually play with my Xbox Elite controller, although I found out last night that the left stick might be a little bit broken. So I gotta see if I can maybe clean that, or I might be at a loss with this controller. Which sucks because I love this controller, I use it all the time. But I kind of use that as a theme, showing that I am mostly an Xbox streamer. I do play PC, I do play PlayStation, all that other stuff, but I primarily use the Xbox because the people I stream with are also on that platform. So I thought that was a good theme to use for this, and I needed to make it stand out a bit more. So I was playing with some color gradients, and I thought this kind of color gradient, like if you're looking at a list of thumbnails, it kind of really stands out. That's why I chose it. And I wanted to apply it like this without my webcam and everything. This is what displays when you're going to YouTube gaming. So it's just big giant thumbnail. So, and I thought I'd rather click on this than the one I had before. So, but I wanted to apply that theme to my intro. So I found this. This is from a Google image search. I'll show So without the logos and everything, this is just the image I found on Google. Just close all this stuff open. So this is the image on its own. And then I created, or I guess there's really a few ways you can do this. You could just, let's make this a little bit bigger. So whatever you're viewing, and find another sample picture. Let's say, I'll do my, no, I don't want to do that. All right, let's do like this Overwatch thing that I have for when I go live. So let's say you wanted to display your video in OBS. I'm doing this through Photoshop, but you can do this through OBS. If you add a video option, you can overlay it on top of the TV, or just let it play. Or you can put like a green screen sort of thing. So let me change this to green. And you can just chroma key it out. So if you want to do like this, and then in OBS you have the chroma key option. This tutorial is how to do the chroma key. I'm not really going to show you how to do all that. So you can do that. What I did basically though is I cut out, I don't know if you can see it, I cut out like the TV frame, like just the black parts of the TV frame, and then and set it as a separate layer. So like that. I'm just gonna make this so you can actually see my face here. So that's what I cut out, and you can see in the middle I cut out the actual TV image itself. So you can kind of see here like the inside image is cut out, but the TV border is like blue, and I didn't really like the look of that, so I made a separate layer so the TV is still black. Everything around it is in that gradient, and I just added that gradient effect to the room. If you don't know how to do that in Photoshop, so I right click on the layer, and I'll just show you what it looks like here. Gradient overlay. So if you want to copy what I have here, you can. I don't really own a color palette, so if you want to steal what I did, go ahead. I just set it at an opacity I liked, so 60% seemed fine. I chose this gradient right here. So there's purple, blue, and pink. And I just set the angle I wanted. I just wanted it to go in like diagonally. And I think that's it. Like you can do like other things. Like if you want to, I don't know if you're using if you want to use Photoshop, if you want to use GIMP, it doesn't really matter. Just as long as you get this image. So you do things like if you want to blur the image. Actually, I shouldn't use that one. I like using the Gaussian blur. So you can make the room blurred if you want to, if you think that looks cooler. I just thought I'd keep it simple. And then I have my stuff on top. So stream starting soon. And my my typical font settings. There's my YouTube. There's the YouTube logo with my YouTube channels. That's pretty much it. And then you want to put that in OBS. So let me close that out. I don't want to save. All right. Okay. There's my window again. So in OBS, let me see. Maybe I should full screen this again. Or I'll start a new scene. Hold on. So scene, test. I really should have planned this out more. Oh no, you can't see me. What do I do? All right, so first of all, display capture existing. Thank you. All right, so now you can see my screen. And I'm going to add my webcam. So video source. I have basically 3 sources. So my Elgato's, my Xbox, my guitar cam is a camera I have on my boom mic, or my boom arm for my mic right now. Just when I do music streams, that's what I use to show my guitar. Name my webcam is my Logitech HD. Logitech 920 C920. Bam. Okay, I'm gonna make this smaller. Maybe I can just like do this. How's that? You can see me now. I'm gonna have to change that soon though. Okay, so down here, so I do add image. I already have it added, so you just basically, when you hit OK, it searches your computer for the image. But I have all these different things already added to OBS. So I'm using OBS Studio, by the way. So I highly recommend OBS Studio over OBS, especially if this is your first time using like streaming software. OBS Studio is a lot easier to navigate and has more features actually. I think OBS Classic is going to be discontinued at some point. And OBS Classic was fine. I liked using it, but I just find Studio so much easier. So, I can't remember what it's called. I guess Twitch Intro Room is what it labeled it as. Hey, look, I'm inside of a TV. So that's it. So this image that I made, the TV screen was cut out and I saved it as a PNG file. That means it's just completely transparent. You can put stuff behind the TV, and that's the way I made it. So I could have done it like I said before. I can just overlay my video source on top of the TV. If you want to do it as simply as that, you don't want to go through photoshopping everything, or I can just drag it behind the TV, and then that's what I do. So I put the video source behind the TV. All right. You can tell this is last minute setup. And then I'm trying to find a way to show the image and OBS at the same time. I don't know. I'll put my webcam down here, and the Twitch room, I'll just make it smaller. All right. So the next step is down here. You go to the add source, and you want to go VLC video source. And I already have one set up, but I'm just going to test and see what that's like. So test. Oh, tutorial test video thing. Okay. And I don't know if you can see that actually. Let me try to fix this. Okay, I'll get rid of my Twitch room. So you basically set the behavior of the playlist. So what I like to do is you can do stop when not visible, start when revisible. And what that does is when you switch scenes on the left, the playlist will just stop. By playlist, I mean I'm selecting multiple videos that I saved somewhere on my hard drive. So the playlist will just stop. When you go back to the scene, it will start over from the beginning. And I guess that's helpful if you have like a video trigger, like an event trigger. Let's say you have like someone hosting you, there's a lot of people, switching to that and having the playlist start from the beginning or a video start from the beginning. That seems like a good idea. But I don't really do that, so I haven't really set anything up like that, so it's not what we're focusing on. Pause when visible, unpause, or pause when not visible, unpause when visible. That would be good if like you have a playlist and then you're pausing to switch to something and then you want to go back and return to the same spot you're at. What I like to do to keep things random and shuffled, I really wish there was a shuffle option in OBS, and I think I've seen somebody make that request when I was trying to search how to do it, and there wasn't really an answer for it. So hopefully down the road you will see that feature. But right now what I do is always play when not visible. So when I switch back to that scene, that playlist is still running. And when I switch back to that scene, it goes to where it is randomly. So that's what I select. And then over here, you just click the plus button, find where your videos are in your hard drive, and just add the playlists or add the videos you want in your playlist, and just organize them in which order you want. I don't know if you can see my mouse actually. I'm looking at my, oh yeah, you can see my mouse. Okay. So discard changes, nope, discard. So as an example, when I switch back to, remember last time it was my music video, when I switch back to it, or if I go to the Be Right Back screen, which I have under break, of course, oh, hold on, go back to my test. Of course, it's playing another one of my songs, which is a cover of a Legend of Zelda song, Song of Storms. But it wasn't the last video, so that's the point. It didn't continue where it left off. It's at a random point, so you get a different video every time. You don't have to worry about it, things getting stale and old, people seeing the same thing all the time. And I might reorganize my playlist because I've had it the same for a long time now, so I might switch it up a bit. But so that's pretty much this. Like, if you know your way around OBS and Photoshop and all that stuff, and you just wanted to like figure out how to put it all together, that's the basic stuff on it. If I went too fast for you, you really don't know how to do any of this stuff, you really need to look up tutorials, how just the basic ways to use Photoshop, because I'm not going to get into that. I'm not a tutorial channel. I really couldn't tell you all the lessons you need to know about Photoshop and OBS. I can give you the basic rundowns on OBS on what I use and how to use it. So if you have any questions, because I use it all the time for streaming, so I know my way around it pretty well. So if you need help with it, ask me questions. I might make another video, or just reach out to me. But that, for the video stuff, that's how you do it. And I already showed you what it looks like. So let me get rid of that. So yeah, it's a similar thing to what I have for my new layout now. But I kind of did it in a reverse way. So rather than cutting out, which I was going to do originally, I was going to cut out frames like I did for that TV. But instead I have just everything overlaid. So that might make things a little bit easier for you. So I can just shut off my webcam, turn it on, I can shut off my Elgato, turn it on, and I can just move everything around as I like it. So that might be a little bit easier if that's what you want to do. Just put your video on top of something. But if you want that TV look like I have, where I'll switch to it. I'll shut off the music. So just again, as you can see there, I have the video playing in the background behind the TV. It's a PNG file that has a transparent image inside the TV, so you can play anything at the background. So I'm going to shut off video so you can't see anything, and then I'll turn it back on. The TV stands out. It's a black frame like a normal TV, and then the entire room has that overlay on it. And then in the top left corner, you see my social overlay. And again, I can't remember what the source is for that. Hold on. It's something you have to download, and I think it's called Animated Social Overlays. And I might have a link to that on my website. I'm not sure. But that's basically how you do that kind of gradient intro video that I have. If you need me to elaborate further, just post in the comments or reach out to me. I'll try to be more thorough if I can. I might make a follow-up video if I get any questions. But that's the basic of it. So just create an image. You can cut out a frame, or you can put something on top of your image, and just go to the VLC video source in OBS Studio. Now, I might have missed a step, because I think you need a specific version of OBS Studio. So I'm just going to look that up real quick. I think it's obsproject.com is where you get OBS Studio. Yeah. Download. There's OBS Classic and OBS 2. I guess they have it all in one thing now. So download installer. Yeah. So you should be fine. This is what I'm thinking of. The thing you need is the OBS 64-bit version. Video playback, as far as I know, they might have changed it, but video playback should not work in the 32-bit version. So you need to be running the 64-bit version. If for whatever reason you can't run the 64-bit version on your computer, first of all, I'd recommend getting a new computer. But second of all, you won't be able to do that. So you can't do the video thing. You'll have to try to do some other sort of thing. Maybe like a slideshow pictures, advertising something to get more. What's the word I'm thinking of? Call to actions. You want people to visit a store, visit a support page, Patreon, GameWisp, anything like that. But you won't be able to do the video thing on the 32-bit. As far as I'm aware, again, they might have changed that. So download the 64-bit version of OBS Studio. If you don't have Photoshop, use GIMP. GIMP is a free version video editor. Photo editor. GIMP. There's other photo editing software out there, so you don't necessarily need to use Photoshop, just as long as you can get that effect and you can make a PNG file with a transparent video, or you can do a green screen sort of thing and chroma key it out on OBS, and then you can put your videos behind the TV image if you want to go to the TV route, and just have that scene set up so every time you go live, that's what it starts with, or every time you take a break, so you can display some highlighted videos. Now there's rules on Twitch, because you don't want to just go live and just play videos you have on your YouTube. There's rules on Twitch that prevent you from doing that. It has to be a live stream. It can't just all be video on demand. You can upload video on demand videos now on Twitch. So do that. I'm starting to do that too. Like old highlights on my YouTube channel, I'm uploading those. But you want to try to keep it live streaming. So only use that when you're starting a stream, or you're doing a break, or you're having like a video trigger from like a big host or something. But you definitely want to use that intermittently when you're live streaming. But that's it. So if you have questions, post them in the comments. I'll be happy to help. If you need to reach out to me, again, there's the different places I'm at. So YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I also have a website, tillplays.com, with an email address. You can send me an email if you want. I also have a Discord as well, which is on my website. So yeah, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions specifically on this. And I'm always happy to help out other creators and give feedback. So just let me know.